Hey guys, um, I thought that I would do a year-end review. Um, I'm actually thinking of making it a regular part of my YouTube channel. Just sort of looking back on what's happened over the last 12 months. This one would have been out on New Year's Eve, but there were a lot of technical difficulties. I'm totally blaming Mercury retrograde for that because I'm on a writing project, and there's a semi-firm deadline for it. Um, I'll get to that a little later. But when I upgraded to OS X Sierra, I discovered that MS Word 2016 wouldn't open. It wouldn't launch at all. It just automatically crashed. So I had to make an appointment with the Apple Store and have them reinstall El Cap. Um, I would have been able to have just done it from my own home, but it would have taken hours to reinstall, and I didn't have an external hard drive from which to back. That's something else that I need to buy one of these days when I can afford to. But uh, let's. I want to tell you about the good things first. Then I'll get to the sad things. And there's been a lot of sadness for me this year. A lot of sadness, a lot of heartbreak, broken promises. A lot of distrust for people in general. But you can probably hear it in my voice. There's just been a lot of sadness. Um, but last March, I around my birthday, I actually, you know what? Hold on. Okay, I just wanted to grab something. But this past March, I took a little trip to Chicago. I took the Megabus, which was utter hell. Only because it was an 8-hour drive one way, and we were cramped on this bus. It's a double decker bus, but well, the good thing about it is that it was really well air conditioned, but the seats were really tiny. People were cramped on these buses. I could barely move my legs because I had to put half my baggage under the seat ahead of me, so there was almost no room for me to position my legs. The Wi-Fi was decent on the way to Chicago, but not on the way from Chicago. The uh, the the first driver there, I nicknamed on Facebook the Megabus Nazi because he seemed like he definitely had an attitude. Uh, it was his way or the highway. It was martial law. But the second driver, there, she's very attentive, very kind. She had great hair, but yeah, it was a really stressful trip for me. Actually getting to and from. But well, actually, it was probably the stress out there that caused me to develop a fever while I was in Chicago, staying with a friend. And that friend just happens to be Randy P. Connor. And if any of my viewers out there are gay witches, then they know, or at least they should know exactly who I am speaking of. Um, he is the author of a few books that are considered classics. I think I have every book he's written here, but I actually have two here now to show you. But and he autographed them for me. This is the first book I ever bought. Actually, this is the very first book I ever bought off of Amazon many years ago when it was still just basically books and DVDs. And he wrote, let's see, to Wade, fellow researcher on the path, looking forward to your book. And I am actually writing a book. Several actually. I just actually need to finish them, and it's his Blossom about another really, really good book. To Wade, in celebration of our meeting and blossoming friendship, Randy. And he's just a really, really kind man. He and his partner were both extremely gracious to me. I miss them both dearly. Um, oh God, what did we do? We ate out a bit. Um, I was really surprised by the fact that there are silver squirrels in Chicago. I've never seen silver squirrels before. All the squirrels around Iowa are just the regular brown variety. Um, I got to see a really, really good occult shop that I wish Iowa had an occult shop like, oh crap, I'm completely spacing on the name of it. I will find the name and put it down in the description box below. But, God, I was just so spoiled there from the occult shop itself. I bought quite a few books and oils to make some potions and things with. At the time, I actually filmed a vlog in my room in their home, doing a little how-to on making the potion that I had bought the ingredients for. It was just an old traditional formula called "Come Fuck Me" oil. It's just equal parts ambergris, civet, and musk oils. Real simple, but unfortunately, my Mac that I was using at the time has died. That happened last month, I believe. Um, Chicago is a really great city. People say it's like the number one murder capital of the world, but I never felt safer. At least in the areas that I was in, I always felt safe. Everyone was smiling at me. So I guess everyone's experience is unique. I was a little disheartened by the fact that the people I know on Facebook who live in Chicago basically stood me up. I asked them and I asked them a few weeks in advance if while I'm in town, if we could get together, and they never did get back to me. They just completely blew me off. It's just part of my um, developing trust issues that I thought we were friends, and apparently they don't have time for anyone but themselves. That's really one of my complaints about Facebook in general. It's allowed people to become extremely antisocial. Let's see. That is really the only good thing that happened this year. This whole year. Um, yeah, it is. It's been a really rough year. I had made plans to move out west to the Seattle area, and the man I was planning on staying with, um, once he got settled, he didn't have time for me anymore. He basically, once he got settled, he just forgot about me and dropped me like a hot rock. That he didn't have time for me, didn't have I would have cramped his style. That that even though we had been intimate, uh, he's just been a player. You know, like all cancers, they're just horrible players. Um, so I'm still here, still in Menlo, still in Iowa, stuck here, completely miserable. Um, and if I were him, I would feel horribly, horribly guilty because he's been here. He's seen where I live. That there's nothing to do. That I never have the opportunity to talk to anyone. I'm extremely lonely here. And people are all like, "Well, just use Facebook," and I'm all like, "Fuck that shit. Facebook is bullshit. No one ever means what they say. Why would you prefer having a virtual conversation to a real one-on-one interpersonal conversation?" I am of the crap. Hold on, I'm getting this message here on my computer. Okay, let's see. Let's just there we go. Okay, sorry about that. I'm using my new Mac to record my message, and this message just popped up right in front of my face. Ah, but yeah, I'm still stuck here trying to find someone that would let me, stay with them for a while I look for work out west. And I've yet to find anyone willing to give me a hand. Um, but yeah, if I were that guy, I would feel horribly guilty, and I would even have a hard time sleeping at night. Yet, what he's been doing is he's practically been rubbing in my face all the wonderful adventures he was having that I can only dream of that we don't have here. We don't have burlesque shows around here. We don't have tons of exciting bars in Iowa. There are more gay bars in the Seattle area alone than there are in the entire state of Iowa. You know, there is more there, and for him to rub that in my face, like every cancer has done that to me. They rub in my face all the wonderful things they're doing, or in the case of my first kiss, all the men that they're fucking, even though they know that I have feelings for them. It's just really really cruel. It's really hurtful, and you know I even gave this person the sort of distance they wanted. Um, but what seems to have happened is um, what seems to have happened is that it was just his way of putting distance between us. That um, it was sort of his way of really cutting the ties between us. It seems like, but still, he thought that me having a nice time in Chicago was a sign. But you know what a real sign is actually seeing his name on a license plate from Seattle, or seeing signs everywhere I turn that keep telling me to go to Seattle, even having his name in association with it. That is a real sign. And he just kept hurting me. Um, he has basically consigned me to my loneliness here. Um, and so I went MIA on Facebook for about 4 months. No one really, noticed. No one tried to get in contact with me except a couple people, and I really give them credit for doing so. But he got in touch with me eventually, and he was really sort of he wrote really dismissive comments. You know, when I tried to call him out on the fact that he had really been, really pushing me away, and he was just extremely flippant about it. And I really haven't heard from him since. He's just been completely arrogant, a total asshole, and if anyone sees him in the Seattle area, I hope they give him a swift kick to the nuts. You know, I should have learned my lesson by now. You cannot trust a cancer; they will fuck you over. Yet it's the one sign that I experience total infatuation for at first kiss. Not every cancer, but the majority of cancers, like a good 90% of them. I mean, I was at one time scrolling through a dating app and looking through the photos of guys, and every time a guy um, in, induced this familiar ping inside of me of sort of desire and almost this love at first sight feeling. He was always a cancer. You know, I looked at my birth chart, and while I have no cancer in me, thank God, they have horrible mommy daddy issues. But I realized that my sun sign and my Venus sign, or well, they're both in Pisces, but they both occupy the fourth house of Cancer, and I think that might be why I have this indescribable thing for cancers. Um, but yeah, this year has just been a shit show. There is no easy way of putting it other than that. Um, it really started in September when, well, it just really started in September. It's just been a bad autumn onward, but it just kept getting worse. But there were some positive notes, and I have them here. I helped edit and proofread Lady Rhea's infamous book on candle magic, The Enchanted Candle. And doing so actually inspired me to create some of my own candle seals. Yeah, it's just quadrille paper with some of my own candle seals in it, such as Hex and Bane, um, House Blessing, oh, I have some other ones over here. There is also this is one of my favorites. It was actually designed after I went shopping with my mom in Des Moines one day, and we were playing around with some hand fans at this little Dollar General type store. And I told her about the history of hand fans, that they used to be used by prostitutes who would use them to send either alluring messages with their eyes to a John, or they would use it to sort of fan their perfume as their own unique calling card. Um, uh, Last month, I think, or maybe it was the month before. Yeah, it was almost certainly the month before. A friend of mine actually bought me a gift, which is really, really kind of him. It's actually turned out to be my primary tarot deck to date. It's the Sun Tarot by Christopher Butler. It's for gay men. It's a very masculine tarot deck, and it's shot up there as my primary tarot deck. I cannot put it down. It just called to me. I bonded with it almost immediately, and I have been using it almost every day since. But last month, And if you can tell, it's really, really quiet here. There's no snoring sound in the background, no little paw prints padding on the floor anymore because I lost my little girl. My dog Luluba passed away. Um, she was dying for about a week, um, well, probably a couple weeks actually, because she had just stopped eating, and we were really concerned about it. So we took her to the vet, and I cried every day for the entire week that she was with us, and I really, really miss her. It was also around the same time that we got this horrible news that my last laptop um, died, and I'd like to try and see if I can retrieve the photos and any of the video that's still on that hard drive, because it, it has a lot of loose photos on it too, which I really want back. Um, and if losing Lou weren't bad enough, I also lost a great aunt, and her funeral was a few days after Lulabelle died. Um, the silence in this house is just the hardest thing you can imagine. I can't stand it here. It's so damn quiet. Um, then in December, actually, before I get to December, I actually had to spend about half my savings that was going to hopefully see me through in Seattle, um, on a new laptop because mine was dead, and I had to. Um, I have another book of Lady Rees that I am editing and putting together. It's her formulary. So I'm really working on that. I'm almost finished. I have like a chapter and a half left to go, um, and then she'll be adding to it. But I had to spend about half my savings on it, which really depressed me, because that was my hope, and it's taken me a long time to save that money. But God, if November wasn't bad enough, in December I realized, or I discovered on December 15th or 18th, that one of my really close friends on Facebook, a wonderful gay fellow Piscean witch that I'd known for years, had died on December 10th, completely unexpected. I just can't believe it. You know, I was just shocked that Scott Tarbox was gone. He was so young. It's just not right. I'm just sick of all the loss this year. I'm just not sure how much more of it I can take. So I really hope that 2017 proves to me much better to me than 2016 has been, because this year has just been one thing after another, and I'm not sure how much more I can take. It's been such a sad 12 months, from beginning to end. Um, Something has got to change, and I don't know what it is. So I will see you soon, and I will be re-uploading my DIY on gingerbread spice to try and um, make it look a little better, because the quality was really shitty. I still have the original files, and the originals look great, but I don't know why they degraded so badly when I uploaded them. So I'm going to be uploading them again. Hopefully they will turn out better. So until I see you, Oh, I am going to be doing not necessarily back to back, but I will be doing the YouTube Pagan Challenge from 2016, as well as the YouTube Pagan Challenge from 2017, um, each week. So I will probably be uploading at least 2 videos a week, maybe more. It depends on how I'm feeling. But and that's something that you can look forward to. Also, when I reach 150 subscribers, as I said, I will be having my first giveaway, and you can look forward to that also. So, until next time, I bid you a warm adieu, and I hope your 2016 has been better than mine has been, and I absolutely hope that your 2017 is just as good as mine. So, until next time, have a wonderful day.